Well, good morning. When you see that much exhaust coming out of a truck, you know she's a little brisk out. And yeah, she's a little brisk out here. What do we got here? Minus 25 Celsius. Yeah. So it says minus 25, feels like minus 39. My face had frozen like this. I washed my face and then I went outside. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, 39! I think that's our first minus 39 this year. Haven't even been that cold at home yet. I don't know. So we loaded some pipe yesterday. We're working over the weekend. I'm always working on the weekend. Not always, but almost always. If you're a truck driver, weekends mean nothing. Mean nothing. So this is what we're doing. Got some pipe up here in Grand Prairie area. We're going to unload. Pull our frozen straps off. We're going to go down the road another 20 kilometers or so, load some lumber, and that is going to the coast. We're going to go back to the coast. It's a little warmer there. Not much. With the humidity and stuff, it's cold, but it's a lot better than having this white stuff everywhere. And it's not minus 39, I'll tell you that right now. We'll go to the coast. We might have to have a little bit of a reset, running out of hours, or we might just load and come home. I don't know. We'll see. It's always an adventure. Always a mystery, as you know. Let's take a look at this load. Okay. First tracks. Well, you can tell she snowed. Because I walked around this unit yesterday. Oh. Now you're frozen? Hold on. So these Freightliners, you got to pull this little doohickey here in order to open that door. And if any kind of freezing or anything gets in that rubber, she's quite the reach from here to there. Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's at least 6 feet because I'm reaching on the tips of my fingers. So here's what we got. Got some pipe. When it's this cold, I just let... Oh, those are cold. I just let the truck run all night. No sense. Idle her up as high as you can. There's no sense even farting around with saving fuel. Too darn cold. It's a matter of life and death if you don't. Oh! It's like hitting a hockey puck. Well, you can tell we got an air leak over here. Not on me. Can you hear that? Yeah. I was out here last night, cleaned everything off. You can't tell. Can't see the feet. Ho! 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 Those are chilly. Oh! Cold, cold, cold. I'm just going up the road. Not very far. So whew. I don't like it when it's like this. So yeah, check out the lights. Lights are all good. Okay, get me out of here. I'm gonna check all the signal lights here too, and brake lights and all that good stuff. All right. Buckle up so you don't fall out. I'm gonna put it on real loose. A little bit of the go juice. tastes better when you do that. The truck's been sitting for a while. I like moving the shifter up and down. Get the high-low range mover upper moving, and the splitter, I get it splitting too. It's not as cold tonight because I think there's been a little bit of heat from the engine running all night. So yeah. And to start out, always take her slow, because yeah, the engine's warm, but nothing else is. Tires are cold, gear oil's cold, transmission's cold, all the grease and the bearings and everything is cold. So I just take her easy to start. And where I am here, like sometimes I'll even just go around in a parking lot a couple times, do some loser laps, you know, looking for girls or whatever, you know what I mean? No, I don't look for girls. I'm taken. But here I got a good couple blocks to go to get out onto the road, so we'll take her nice and slow and get some fluid moving. What I always do is I always go backwards first, even though before I parked and went to bed, I stopped, and about 10 minutes later I moved ahead just a hair, and then I head one more time before I go to bed. It's just a habit, and it also helps to double check if your fifth wheel hasn't been pulled if you didn't see it. I always go back. I always back up first, of course, make sure nobody's behind you. We got those guys behind me, but I'm not going that far. I always go back. Hit the spike. Make sure everything's hooked up. Now the brakes will take their time getting off and on because they're cold. Then I go ahead so I know everything's good. Everything bangs and cracks and creaks when it's this cold out. It's not the best to have a fully aluminum trailer with a heavy load on. The grease on your fifth wheel gets cold, so a lot of the time that cranking and banging is because the fifth wheel's just catching a bit. The trailer's not spinning nice on the fifth wheel. I gotta get one of those Teflon plates. Everybody raves about them that has them. And then yeah, I just take my time. Nobody's coming, it's early in the morning, so if anybody else is coming, I put my hazards on, they can go around me. I just take it easy. Then you also make sure that all your wheels are spinning if you've been parked and all your air has gone out. Or if you're just picking up the trailer for the first time, just make sure your windows are all up or your wheels are all moving. Get her up. Try and go through all the gears even though you're lugging it a bit. Get stuff flowing, right? My turn? Hey! And also you don't want to spin, so you got to take it easy on these when you're launching out of the intersection. sense getting up to speed too fast. You're the biggest, fattest guy out here, so there's no sense not acting like it. Know what I mean? Well, we're getting loaded. Hey. It's just a constant. That's gonna slow down a little bit if these fellas can't sell their stuff to the US. I'll tell you that right now. I'm getting a bunch of this junk. It's not all wrapped or nothing, so it's not my favorite to haul, but I prefer the wrapped stuff. But at least this stuff, I guess, it doesn't slide around as much as the wrapped stuff. Wrapped is that stuff, what he's got on, it's all wrapped. This is like, must be like rough cut stuff. They chop the ends off, it's no good, so it's for sale for a good price. Speaking about that, for sale for a good price, you know, the old Trumper there, you know, I admire looking after your people, right? And all that stuff. One thing he says, we got a trade deficit with them. So what that means is that they buy more from Canada than Canada buys from them. Now, I'm sure the effort is there to buy more from the US. Why wouldn't it be? But here's one thing that doesn't get talked about a lot, which, well, I think it does, but you might not realize, is that we already have a tariff on it. Any stuff we buy from the US, well over 30%, because the dollar exchange rate is so high. So it's tough for a Canadian to go buy US stuff. I mean, look at all the snowbirds that are coming home, can't afford to live down there because the dollar exchange rate is so high. So we're doing our best to buy your stuff, but it's even more expensive than you think. See him pick up a lift here, and he's gonna do some bouncing trying to get the snow off it. These are pretty cool machines, these ones they use. No screwing around with little machines. Let's use these big ones. Get her bouncing. Get that snow off there. Atta boy. Yeah, we're getting a mixed bag of stuff. Huh. That's alright. We'll get her where she's going. pumping out the exhaust. It's a little coal plant down here by Grand Cache. If you look up on the hill there, you can see they've been stripping it. I think we don't use too much coal in Alberta anymore, but a lot of it gets shipped overseas. Took out some of my fellow sheepers. Jeepers creepers there, sheeper. Well, this is pretty shitty. So I don't know why. There's always about a 30-kilometer stretch of road that gets a lot of snow and a lot of traffic, and the plows can never get it off, so you get all these ice forms on it, and it just creates craters everywhere. Like, I was just on this road, we were cruising last week, just flying, but man, they must have got some snow between then and now, and just rougher than rough, and it's snowing again. I must be frickin' nuts. Locked in my differential and my interaxle. Just in case. So I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's a little nasty going up this here hill. Now when I'm going up a hill and it's snowy and crappy and could be slippery, I personally like keeping my RPMs high, because then if I start slipping, if my tires start breaking free, your RPMs will jump, but I take my foot off the throttle and get back into the throttle, the RPMs I don't have to worry about shifting a gear because the RPMs aren't so low, know what I mean? I try to stay in a gear at about 1500 RPM. Because then if I spin out, I can take my foot out of it, get some traction, keep my foot into it, put my foot back into it without swapping a gear. Whereas if you're lugging it down and you slide or you break loose, oh, yeah, I think a guy's gonna come past me here. Nope. Whereas if you're lugging it down, and then your wheels break free, yeah, your RPMs will creep up a bit. You automatically pull your foot off the throttle. When you go to engage the throttle again, because you slowed down, you'll have no RPMs at all. So now you have to grab a gear, and you risk, if you're not on the ball, you risk sitting there on the side of the hill because you missed a shift. So that's just, I know it makes 0 sense to anybody that doesn't drive. for a living or who doesn't drive in manual transmission. But yeah, I don't know if I explained it very good, but that's kind of what I do. So like, where's the plows? Like, come on, man, get your butt out here. Especially now that we got tariffs on. We got the weight of the economy riding on this BC Alberta corridor. Like, come on, man, here we go. There we go. Whoo, what a ride. What a ride. It's been snow covered and crappy the whole way. Well, we're back down here on the mainland. Here's the chaos that ensued. We made her. The lumber did not too bad. One thing we gotta do though is we gotta wash it before we deliver it. This is a never-ending battle. $1 million idea. Figure out how to prevent snow from building up on the lights. It was good when we were older and we didn't have LED lights, because then the other incandescents, they had some heat to them, so you could always see them. Get those to have some heat in them and we'd be good within a reasonable price. So yeah, what a trip, I tell you what. Well, you see some of it on this video. She was a nightmare all the way through. Nightmare. But I just got out of the shower, my beard's frozen already. It's cold down here, son of a... Yeah! Unloading tomorrow morning, bright and ugly. Hopefully reloading, spin and turn, burn and dirt, and spin and burn and turn and all that stuff. Get the heck out of here. Back home. And then probably off for a week or 10 days or something like that. So that's all I got. Let the adventure continue. Tariffs, hey? That'll be fun to figure out. Bye for now.